So the process of my work is I work in different styles. I do abstract, and I do high detailed images. A lot of my tessellations are very involved from the idea. For instance, my octopi and wasp piece, which is a recent one, started out with the idea of a square and what creature could I work with in a square, and I wanted to use an octopus and definitely wanted to use a wasp, and the problem came is how do you make those two fit together. So I mean I don't like to get too involved with my rough ideas. What I'll do is I draw out my square and just a real simple grid. Usually I waste about like 12 pages of graph paper, just drawing them out and quick lines just to see how I can get lines moving, and then once I modify it enough to where I'm happy with the image, I go, and it's just a real rough draft, I go straight to painting. So I'll take my piece and I grid those out, whatever my desired sizes of the square or the shapes. I grid it out, and then I sort of break down my image into small shapes. So the top of the octopus painting, I had started out with just little circles, for the circle for the wasp butt and the circle for the top of the octopus head, and just knowing where I wanted them to be in the pattern, and I just go through with a sponge and just bang that out real quick, and just sort of stroke by stroke, I'd keep adding shapes, and then when I got to a certain point, I'd be able to start with my shadows, and that was one of the first times that I had ever done glazing. It was something that I got turned on to by Todd Shore. He was glazing with acrylics, and that blew me away. It was like, well, how do you get that look? And so I had asked my mentor, George Rivera, how do I get that? And he sort of like led me into like what colors to do my underpainting with. So after I had laid out all my shapes, I went in and underpainted it, and yeah, it was a long process. Something that I knew that would pay off in the end, and that was the most involved thing I have ever done. And I mean, even now I look at it and I still, there are things that I wish I could change about it, or I wish I could add to, and I was told once that a painting is never finished, it's only abandoned, and right now that one's kind of where that one's at. Yeah. As far as like my abstract pieces, the process that I go through with those is it's very organic. It's sort of like I enjoy this style of painting because when I go from something that's so involved, such as my tessellations or my chronometrophobia piece, I mean, those took hours, 216 for the octopus one. I like to have more of an instant gratification, so working with super simple shapes and colors, and listening to just really good music, having a beer, getting loose. I mean, what's not fun about thinking about where a circle should go or putting a square somewhere? You know, it's you don't think too deep into it. It's like, all right, I'm gonna put this square here, I'm gonna put this square here, and then these need to be that color, and that one's definitely more organic, and it's just solely about composition. So that's those are the processes.